All right, hi everybody. Welcome to the first episode of TottyTalk, where we talk Tottenham all the time. The first thing we're going to talk about today is the North London Derby in Hong Kong. Tottenham coming away winning 1-0. So obviously, new coach in Thomas Frank. It's been a great offseason so far. What can we say? A couple of draws in there that maybe were a little disappointing with some friendlies, but the first game when we came out and looked great, and then this last game against Arsenal, no doubt we've started out well. If you're following the Instagram, watching the training videos, the vibe feels good. And at the end of the first half, before the goal was scored, I have to say I was feeling very good about Tottenham. I felt like, hey, here we go. I will say that the Richarlison non-foul on the Skelly, whatever the Arsenal player's name was, I think that's called every day and twice on Wednesday in the Premier League. So that first goal, kudos to Pep Sar. Gotta love the way he went for it. To me, he's a player who, one, is good for a shot on goal a game if you're ever thinking about those sorts of angles. But I look at him and I wonder, what's his ceiling? And I have to say, Caicedo for Chelsea, I wonder if that could be his ceiling. Because again, in Pep Sar, I think we have a really great player. But I will say that goal was a little fluky because of the foul by Richarlison, which, again, whether he clipped the ankles or not, I think that foul is called almost every time in the Premier League. So a little bit of an asterisk on that for me. And then the second half was mostly a defensive effort trying to just hold on to the one goal, which, again, love the commitment to the clean sheet. Thomas Frank has talked about that. I think that's a great thing going forward. And so it's a really great segue into the expectations for this season. What are we hoping for Tottenham this season? And so just came back up from a long car trip, and I was really thinking about it. And here's what I have. Top 6 finish. And if you want to say top 4, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. They're all better than you. They're all going to place better than you. No questions asked. Just based on where those teams are at and the caliber of talent that they have. So for me, if you say top 4, it's not really a fair expectation. Now, top 5, there's some other teams there, right? Newcastle, Villa, Brighton, even though some of those teams feel like maybe they've had a little bit of a shakeup. Forest, we know, had a great season. So, and who knows with some of these teams rising. So, top 6 feels good for me. Top 6 feels like the right place for the league. They must make the knockout stages in all 3 of their tournaments, the Champions League, the FA Cup, and the EPL Cup. In every single one of those, we need to make it to the knockout stages. Now, when I sort of thought about, okay, now it's the end of the season, they've made it to the knockout stages. They lost in the first round of the knockout stages in all 3 of them and ended up in 6th place. Not happy enough. So, in addition, one final. So for me, expectations based on what I'm seeing, based on trying to be optimistic and positive and where I believe they can go, but also being realistic, a top 6 finish, knockout stages in all 3 competitions that will be in Champions League, FA Cup, EPL Cup, and one of those has to go to a final. One of those has to go to a final. Now, if you want to put winning that final on them, you can do that. I'm not going to push back on that, but if they get there, I will take a final. I will take the emotions of that day, whether they're positive or negative, okay? So, and it's his first season. So, Thomas Frank looks like a really great thing. I'll say as an aside, going off the schedule here, I was a big Ange guy. And when they won that Europa League and all the videos on Instagram and his speeches, and I know rationally it would have been a bad thing to keep him. But it was tough to see him go. Thomas Frank, to me, was the perfect replacement, and it seems like the club understands sort of the shift, and that is a great transition into our next item here, which is Son. So, we have this Newcastle game tomorrow. Son has been already announced as a starter by Thomas Frank. I believe that came out first. or maybe I'm lying on that. I saw it on Instagram, so that was the one I saw first. But Son in his press conference came out and announced that he will be leaving Spurs. Now, he had been linked to LAFC, and I have to say that kudos to the team, kudos to Son. We're doing this right at the right time. Maybe a year too late, but that being said, last year we had Mikey Moore and Timo Werner, and we needed him last year because we were it was rough. But I think we hung on to Harry Kane 2 years too long. So I give the club a lot of credit. I give Son a lot of credit, recognizing, and Thomas Frank, I guess, too, for his involvement. But it's clear that Thomas Frank is putting just a caliber of excellence and fitness and emphasizing that. And so love Son. Obviously, so many great memories with him, but you could see it last year. He just doesn't have the stuff to be competing with what Tottenham is trying to be. I'll also say on that note, and not done honoring Son, but get Richarlison off this team. I'm begging you, please. Like, you'll learn, like, there's certain players, that you just can't stand, and Richarlison, please, I'm begging you. Please, like, didn't he get offered a bunch of money by a Saudi team, and he said no? Like, what do we got to do to get this guy off our team? I'm begging you. But feels like with Harry Kane gone, with Son gone, and with the trophy drought broken, whatever you want to say about the Europa League, the drought was broken, that we're really off to a great start with, again, a manager who really sort of gets it. So, really excited. In terms of the Newcastle game tomorrow, obviously Alexander Isak is practicing with Real Sociedad, like, by himself in a corner, so obviously things are not good with Newcastle, and he is most likely going to be moving on. We know Liverpool tried to make an effort for him but was denied. So not really sure exactly what's going on with all that, but Newcastle's a test. I think Newcastle's a test because one of the issues for Spurs is their focus. It's a club friendly, maybe you call it an elite club friendly as they're calling it these days, but I think the commitment to the clean sheet is really important. And so when I watch this game tomorrow, that's what I'll be interested in seeing. Not expecting a lot of great things up front, honestly, and I don't mean to be too negative towards Son, but again, like, that's where Tottenham is struggling right now. And we know we have Paulinho coming in. There's some transfer rumors about Colomani, and so this offense still has a way to go, but it feels like as a team, things are looking really good right now, and so very excited. So I'll be back with thoughts about the Newcastle game. We'll also preview things throughout the season, but we're off and running. So just quick shout out to Football in General with Rob Kays and Trevor Koppel, a great podcast. If you're into American football, they're a lot of fun. They just started up and are getting their season going in preparation for the season. So they're a lot of fun, and we'll see you on the other side. Goodbye.